Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is here.
Just waiting for this Wally.
Okay. So I'll just put the slides till then.
But almost are there. We can start.
All right. Okay, so now we are going to start. I hope everyone can hear.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
All right.
Yes.
So the chapter today is organization structure. And I would like to, before going into chapter, I would like to give you some background information about what is organization design, what are the principles of organization design. Once you understand all these basic concepts, then obviously it becomes very easy for you to grasp whatever is there in your syllabus also. So what is organization structure? Most of the times where we understand that organization structure is the organization chart, how our people, departments in the company are placed. But we do not understand what is the objective of organization design and what are the principles of organization design and what is the outcome of a right or wrong organizational design. In this chapter, we are trying to understand all these areas. So, components of organization structure. I will come to this slide later. So this is very easy once you understand all the basic concepts. Okay.
Sir Yogesh, I think there is a sound coming from your mic.
Sound like, from my mic. Echo?
Like scratch. Yeah, like something like that.
Okay. Is it better now? Is it still coming?
Yes, a little.
Yeah, the voice becomes choppy.
Yeah.
Give me one moment. Is it still?
Okay.
Is it fine now?
Yes, it's perfect. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So if you look at this design on your right side, where this cart, you can see a horse, a cart, a person, where this cart will reach. It won't reach anywhere, right? It won't reach anywhere. Why it won't reach anywhere? Because the design is not proper. The design is wrong. Same thing happens to organizations with wrong design, with wrong organizational design. The organization won't reach anywhere. And this is the, I think this picture tells you the importance of organization structure or organization design. Many times and it's not just limited to which position it is, it's also also the job description accountabilities you set for positions. When I say organization design, organization structure, I do not just mean positions in the company like CEO, CFO, COO, but also what is there in the job description of these people that is included in the organization design, right? Because every CEO will have a different set of responsibility in every company. In your company, CEO may have a different role. In my company, CEO will have a different role, right? And some companies will allow everyone to work as a CEO. Some companies will allow only one person, everyone else will listen, only one person will speak. So all this is part of organization structure or organization design. It's not limited to the tree that we create. That's what I want to share with you, first thing. Now, I think this clears our doubt about this question. Why organization design important topic of study? Because it is directly correlated, it is directly responsible for organizational goals or achievement of organizational goals or organizational strategy. If you want to achieve your organizational goals or strategy, if you want to reach somewhere, you need to have the right design. That is number one. Second, how do we harness the competency level of each individual in an organization? You should understand that with wrong organizational design, we suppress the competencies and skills of our people. Imagine a person who is reporting to, let me give you a simple example, which will be relevant for all of you. Let's say you are a PRO, you take care of visa and all other processes. You are reporting to an HR manager who does not have any idea about visa process, and he doesn't have any idea about labor laws. But you are reporting to him. So is it going to work out smoothly, or there may be some problems? So it won't work very smoothly, because you need to download at least some knowledge into him before he understands your process. Like Mohammed is saying that so if you are reporting to a person, Mohammed, I think you are the right person, who doesn't know anything about visa processing, then how hard it is going to be for you? Yeah, it is going to be very difficult for you, right? Because there are so many things which the person should know about the labor law, about visa processing, the number of days, the limitations, the quota system, the grading system of the employers, what will happen if we don't pay on time, how our visa can get blocked. So many things you need to explain. So the person should have a minimum knowledge. Otherwise, this will become a wrong structure. There are many examples which I have seen in my consulting and my personal experience where some very good people in the organization who are highly qualified, like I can tell you one experience. There was one financial uh, um analyst, finance analyst. This girl was working for EY before joining this local company in UAE. She was working for EY as a financial analyst, and now she joined this company as business analyst. The position is actually assistant to CEO. She just needs to make Excel sheet, minutes of the meeting, that's it. And the schedule of the CEO. That's her job. Her position is given as business analyst, but this is what she is doing in the name of business analysis. So obviously she left after some time and she joined a very good company here in UAE after that. But she was telling me what she went through. And she said the only way for me to survive in that company was that I forgot all my learning, all my corporate experience, which I have learned in the last 7, 8 years. I just forgot everything. I said, okay, I don't know anything. I'm just out of college into this company, and I don't know how it is going to work out for me. Let's see, whatever he asks, I will give him, and I will not suggest anything. I will not ask any question. She survived with this strategy. But imagine if she starts talking, which she did in the beginning. She started talking in the finance terms and the way she was groomed. And the CEO, he was not welcoming, and he said, "You are my assistant. You need to, uh, you know, you need not intervene into all these business meetings. You need not give your ideas. Your ideas are not welcome. What you need to do is you need to follow what I'm saying. You should not be listening what is happening in the meeting. You should be focusing when I'm saying, write it down. Take minutes of the meeting." So now this is a wrong organization design where you are giving a wrong designation, you are hiring a wrong person for a place, because when she was hired, people were expecting that we will utilize her abilities of, you know, what she has learned in a company like ENY, and she's overqualified for the job definitely. But actually what happened in the company was wrong organization structure. They did not understand what this position is all about and why they were, maybe some consultant suggested that you should have an analyst reporting to the CEO, and they hired this girl. This is what she was told in the interview, and then she's doing something else now. Anyway, thank you, lady. Okay. The purpose of organization design is very clear. It is management of people. So that these are the two purposes. One is management of people. Like I gave you one example of this girl stuck into a wrong organization design. We can manage human, and managing human resources means optimizing human resources. Okay. So not only the management, but the objective of management is to optimize how you can best utilize a human resource. That is optimization. So how we can optimize human resources? It brings me to another example from my work experience. I work under a CEO, and he came from United States, worked in United States for many years, and now handling the business with father. It's a family business, huge company, around 1,000 people in the company. So his way of working is totally different, obviously, than the father's way of working. So he started his corporate division where he wanted to have the right people. And now, fortunately, fortunately for me, because I learned a lot from him, I was the first person he hired for this new corporate division where we will lead the entire company from the corporate division. And I was given a task to hire a team of 15 core strong team members. So it will be a core team which will be heading all the aspects of the business, like one head of finance, one head of sales, one head of operations, one head of logistics and warehouse, one head of IT, like this. And I was head of HR. So, like this, we need to create this core team. And one thing what I learned from him was, because in India, what we used to do is we used to have a team always. Like if I'm working in a company, I will have a recruiter. Then I will have a training coordinator. I will have another person in another role. 5, 6 people, because labor is cheap, salaries are not high. You can afford hiring more people. But obviously, when it comes to the mindset, like US mindset, you cannot afford that, right? You cannot have 5 people in HR. We were two only. Similarly, you cannot have big teams. So what he told me was that we need people who are hands on. So if you are head of finance, now it doesn't mean you will not touch Excel sheet or SAP, or you will not make a report. I need people who are senior as well as are hands on. And believe me, it is one of the most difficult challenges, because once people reach to that senior level, they are not hands on, or at least they don't want to do that dirty work, right? So like I hated coordinating and managing all the meetings, because I thought, oh my god, this is what I did in 10 years back. Now he's asking me again to manage and call people, where are you and why you are not in the meeting and blah blah blah. So I didn't like that. But his idea was that pay them really well, but optimize every resource. So we hired really good people. Their salaries were really high, but they were like one department working in one person. And that's the concept of optimization. So we need to understand the concept of management and optimization of human resources. Many companies now are surprised after this COVID that the same job earlier 5, 6 people are doing, now 2 people are doing, or one person is doing so many things. The time that we were wasting in traveling, now that time can be added to the productivity. So all this is optimization of human resources. Now, strategy implementation obviously is another key goal. When you design an organization, design it in such a way that it can achieve your strategy, business strategy, which means later on business goals. You remember vision, mission, goals, values, and policies. Right design is enabler of organization strategy, whereas the wrong design is disabler of organizational strategy. Now, I can give more example here. Think about a company like Amazon. Now, Amazon is a company which is having huge manpower, but they work with cost-effective operations. Cost leadership is the model. And you compare it with a company like Apple. Apple is also a huge organization, world's biggest brand, but their strategy is differentiation. Can Apple and Amazon have the same organization structure? If yes, how? If no, why not? Can anyone comment on this? Can Apple and Amazon, can they have same organization structure? If you think yes, then how is it possible? If you say no, then why you think it is not possible? Anyone wants to comment on this, especially after attending the strategy chapter and the first chapter? If someone wants to comment on this. Yeah, okay. Both the companies have different products. Okay. Product may change the way you work, but I think all the products of Apple are inclusive in Amazon. Okay. Edige says different strategies, goals, mission. Okay. Business plans are different, right? Okay. Mhm. All right. So most of you are saying structure should be personalized to organizations, companies' goals. Okay. Goals are different. Strategy is different. Goals are different. Okay. Okay. You all are right. I'm not saying you are wrong. But one of the reasons why, and the key reason why these companies cannot have the same structure is because they will have different culture. Their culture will be totally different. Like culture of Apple is all about allowing people to make decisions, allowing people to be innovative, creative, and bring something new on table. Whereas the culture of Amazon will be more of hierarchical pyramid structure, where you need to follow the instructions, follow the processes as given to you, as told by your supervisors. So both the companies require a different culture to achieve their goals and strategies. So everyone said goals and strategies are different. I agree, but the missing link is culture. Culture is also different in both the companies. And to achieve two different cultures, you need to create two different organization structures. Are you with me? Yes? Because let's say put a highly innovative designer, put him into a hierarchical structure. So what will happen? He won't be that creative, innovative, because he will think in this company, if you are senior, it is fine. Otherwise, nobody is going to look into your ideas. So, I mean, this is what I'm saying. If you have a structure like this, and let's say this is a organization structure, pyramid structure, and she gives a new idea for a new product or service. Now, when he assesses the idea, the person may say, oh, it's not a good idea, but then he will take it forward to the next level and claim that it was my idea and I think it's a good idea. She will take it to the next level claiming I have thought about it and we all come up with this idea and I think this is the right solution. And then it will reach to the final person. Now let's say she accepts, and this is what happens in many companies. She rewards this person for this great contribution or this great idea. So now this person is rewarded. You have an innovative person here. What she will do next? Do you think she will again give you an innovative or creative idea?
No.
No, she won't. Why? Because this structure, organization structure, is not allowing her to share her ideas upward.
And also the person will be demotivated.
Absolutely, she will be demotivated. She And this is what happens with all the hierarchical organizations, you see. People stop giving, after a time, people stop giving ideas. People stop talking about new initiatives. Why? Because they know somebody else is going to take the credit of what I have done. So, this is why this kind of structure is not suited for a highly creative group of people. And we need a different type of structure, which we discussed earlier. It can be, sorry, yeah. It can be a metric structure, it can be flat structure. Again, I'll discuss later. Now, I'm sharing with you a case study. Imagine Ahmed is someone who started an organization from scratch, from zero. And he started running just for his diabetic conditions, but he recovered and he becomes an inspiration for everyone. Slowly, many people started joining Ahmed. Today, he is having a group of 200 runners, and people are joining him every day through Facebook, through his website. And he is now unable to handle all these inquiries, and too much is happening, 200 people running with him. So he's facing some issues, some questions. Number one is, let's say his company name is C2M, Couch to Marathon. How should he grow this company? Second question is how he can meet the growing demand without changing the basic nature of the organization. And third, how is the organization going to change based on the chosen option? So try to answer these questions, and then you will start understanding what kind of organization structure this person needs. So first thing, he is in need of more people in the company. Isn't it so? That's true. But what kind of structure you suggest to Ahmed? Anyone? Okay, let us see some options.
Should be flexible to authorize employees to respond. Um,
Okay, some flexible kind of structure. Neetu says pyramid structure. Why pyramid, Neetu? Any reason why you suggested pyramid? Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Because Ahmed will be the main person who is taking the decisions and everything, and he can't coordinate and he can't pass the information to 200 employees. So from the 200-person runners, he can select some people and he can pass the message. From there, they will distribute the ideas. So I think it will be become pyramid structure, I think.
Okay, okay. Now, Daria, she's asking a very important question, relevant question. Now, this is one way approach. What Neetu is saying is not wrong. You can do that. That's always an option with us. What Daria is sharing is that we need to ask him, Ahmed, what kind of culture he wants to create. This is what we need to first ask him. So it depends on how he envisions the organization. Also, he needs to have a proper strategy. Yes, right, Mercy. Very good. Muhammad is also absolutely right that he should study. First, he should decide what kind of culture he wants to see in the company, what is his vision, and then create the structure accordingly. So, one thing which is missing here right now is a vision, right? So, Ahmed has seen some success, which is potential, a good business model, but without a well written vision and mission statement, he cannot decide even how he should hire people. So you can see how this organization structure, organization design concept, it starts right from the beginning when you initiate an organization. Okay, now let's see. Let's give some suggestions to Ahmed. One suggestion is split his organization into 4 parts. Okay, across Dubai, north, south, east, west. Let's say we can ask him to split the organization like this. Now, questions. If he splits it, then there will be some questions like, if you split it like this, then how you are going to manage? Because you cannot be at 4 places every day, right? So maybe 1 week you should be in Burdubai, next week you should be in Jabal Ali, next week you should be in Palm Jumeirah, next week you should be Al Barsha or anywhere else. So he needs to divide his time. If he divides his time, it means most of the time someone else is leading the company or leading the operations. He managed the philosophy in that scenario. If 70% of the time someone else is there, can he manage the philosophy? Yes. Very good. Akshya and Mohammed, they both are absolutely right that he needs to appoint one person who has similar mindset. And when I say similar mindset, it should mean values, with a similar set of values. So you can see, even if he wants to divide the company within Dubai, he need to think about culture. He need to think about the values that he want in the people, and then hire people who have these values, right? Am I right, Akshaya and Mohammed? Yes. Okay. Also, growing size may attract competition, but competition won't be big issue if you have a culture. And then he needs to also think about coaches. So who can be coaches for Ahmed's business? People who joined him initially, people who started initially with him, they can become coaches also. Second option. So this was one option. Option second. He can create similar organizations in other cities, like open one company in Abu Dhabi, one company in Ras Al Khaimah, one company in Alain, at 4 different locations he can start. So first thing I want to ask you, if you are his consultant, will you suggest him to do it after the initial success? He should start in Ras Al Khaimah, he should start in 4 different cities, or you will suggest him to start at 4 locations only? No. So you are good consultants then. Okay. Right. You're right. Because otherwise what will happen? He will try to fly before having wings, which definitely then the chances of falling are. So you're right. We should not suggest him that he should start immediately in 4 locations, and it will become more chaotic for him. He will lose control. And there is another process or another approach, is that if he wants to control this company as his only, then he will say, I will not give any franchisee, I will not divide it, I will keep it at one place only. So everyone should come here. In that case also, he needs to increase his visibility, brand, and scope of operations. But the point of culture won't be that important, because now he himself is driving it. He is there in every decision. He's signing every check. He's making every decision. So that's the third option. So we have given three options now to Ahmed, depending on his mindset, depending on the culture that he wants to create. And whatever decision he takes, we need to have a different organization structure. Isn't that true? And different type of people also. Like for example, if he's controlling the overall organization from one center, then maybe he may be cost efficient also. But when he divides it, cost will be high. But he will also get more reach. His range will increase, and he will be more creative because new people, new ideas, new fresh thoughts will come in the organization. Okay. So what we understood here, that organization structure is a very strategic move for any organization, which directly impacts your business model. It directly impacts the culture, and it directly impacts your goals, organizational goals. So we should be very careful when we are designing a structure. Now, there are three things which are pillars, known as pillars of organization design. One is diversity of skills. So in any organization, we will have different type of people with different skill sets. That is diversity of skills, interdependency, unity of purpose. So different people with different skill set. Just give me one moment, guys. So I was saying diversity of skills, which means uh, there is nothing similar in a marketing manager and a finance manager. Totally different type of people. Maybe opposite personalities. One is always thinking about creativity, new ideas, new concepts. Another person may be thinking about accounts and cost cutting and saving. But these people have interdependency. So first is diversity. Our organization structure should allow diversity. Second is interdependency, which means that these people who are having different skills, they depend on each other, right? Their mindset is different, but they depend on each other. And third, unity of purpose. Unity of purpose means different skills they are depending on each other, but goal is the same. They are working towards the same goal. So this is what all the three should be there in an organizational structure. That's what we call pillars of organization design. Now, some principles of organization structure. I will quickly cover one by one. One is work specialization. What is work specialization? In 1776, Adam Smith, the idea of work specialization. I will share with you in the coming slide. I think we'll talk about it. Then chain of command, span of control, centralized or decentralized. These are different types of principles. Let's go one by one. Like I said, specialization. I had many discussions recently with one of our company partners, and the discussions were involved for hiring decisions for different positions in the company. And I remember him saying that, but I can do this. Why you need to hire a person? I can do it. or he can do it or she can do it, why we need to hire this person? Somebody in the company can do it, or we are already doing it. We are doing it in a wrong way, but still we are doing it. We will learn. So what is happening here is every CEO thinks that he knows everything, that he can do everything. Okay. Now, if a CEO can do everything, he can take care of accounts and finance for sure. He can keep the ledger. It's not very difficult, finance and accounts. He can take care of it. He can also take care of hiring people, uh, giving them training, HR. He can also take care of operations. He can take care of all other activities. Then why do you need people or department heads in all these departments? The reason is, according to Adam Smith, specialization brings innovation in the company. You can be mediocre in all the things. You can manage all the things, but you will be mediocre. You will be a mediocre finance person, a mediocre HR, a mediocre salesperson, and a mediocre operations, because your energy is divided into 10 directions. You can do all of it, but you won't be effective in any of it. Do you agree with me? Now, to understand this, Adam Smith in 1776, he gave the idea of division of labor. Adam Smith said that instead of two people, let me give you one example on this. Let's say we have two production lines. Line A, production line A, and production line. Now, we have total 5 steps in this process. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 5 steps in the process. In production line A, we have one person doing all the 5 steps. Okay? And he's producing, let's say, 10 pieces in a day. He's doing all the 5 steps and producing 10 pieces. So there are total 5 people in the production line. So how many people pieces they will produce? 50. Because one person is doing all the 5 activities and he makes 10 finished products. Total 5 people, which means 5 people are repeating the same process, total 50. In the assembly line B or production line B, we have a different arrangement. The arrangement is, there is one person for process 1, second person for process step 2, third person for step number 3, fourth person for step number 4, and fifth person dedicated to step number 5. Which of these 2 assembly lines will have higher production, A or B? Which production line is going to have higher production?
B.
B. Okay. Good. Most of you are saying B. Why?
They have to repeatedly do the one job and they can focus it on the one activity only.
Yes. Because they are only doing one job and their focus is clear. And when you do something again and again, you become efficient on it, right? Plus, you will not spend any time for changeover or reduction in setup time. Like every process, there is some tool, no? So changeover from this operation to that operation I'm going. So changeover time is wasted, no? So that time is saved. Reduction setup time is also there. Plus, When one person is only doing one job, he becomes innovative and efficient in that job. Like most of you have become efficient in HR. For you right now to go to sales will be very difficult, right? Because you have repeated that particular skill, that particular process again and again you have repeated. So you have become competent or you have become skilled in that. So that is the concept of specialization. So we need to, when we are creating an organization design, we need to look into the concept of specialization. So what we need to do to get specialization, divide your company. Like many of you were saying, no, that this CEO should have the management team rather than trying to do everything by himself. He need to have a team of experts rather than trying to finish everything by himself. That's the idea of specialization, which comes from Adam Smith's principle of division of labor. Okay, I hope that is clear now. That's why every company you will see divisions and departments, because it makes the company more innovative and efficient. So this is how a division of labor will happen. Are sales and marketing, operations, finance, IT, etc. We divide the organization across different departments. Another principle is control. Span of control. That we need to control our people. This is true. Why you need to control your people? If you tell them to do something, don't you think they will finish it? They will do it. The answer is no, they won't. Now I'm asking you why people do not do what you tell them to do. This is a very interesting question. When you hire them, you tell them no straight away that your job is to bring this much of sales. Now ideally what should happen? You should sit in your chair and wait for sales to fall in your account.
They take their own sweet time to do their job. So someone should be monitor and see how much they are performing and evaluate them.
Yeah. So they know what is their job. They also understand that companies expecting. Then why don't they do it?
Yeah, because of their mindset, which is different from the from.
Very good. Yes, absolutely right, Shalini. Yes, their mindset will be different than the management. We call it principal versus agent theory. There is a principal and then there is an agent. Principal is the one who wants
The job to be done.
Who wants the job to be finished or done. So in this case, we will say is the CEO is the principal. Okay. CEO is the principal. Okay. And who is the agent? Employees. Now, let us honestly discuss what is the goal of the CEO. Let's say his goal is to increase revenue by 10% this year. This is his goal. What is the goal of the employee? What is motivating him? What is his goal? Yes, Daddy, absolutely right. His goal is to get paid. Isn't it so? This is his goal. Get paid. I don't care what revenue I should. I don't care if they get 10% increase in revenue. My salary should come. My 5,000 dirham, 6,000 dirham, 10,000 dirham, whatever is my salary, that is goal. You can see now two people having different goals. Isn't it? One is working towards something else and agent is working towards something else. We need to have a control system. We need to have a control system. So that control system can be his KRA KPIs, which are aligned with the organizational goal. That control system can be sorry. So yeah, first let's finish this, then I'll talk about it again. So there is this psychological gap, like we said, between the principal and agent. There is a psychological gap. So it is impossible for every employee to think like a CEO. It is impossible. It will never happen. So we need to make sure that somehow it is addressed. I'm not saying you need to create a hierarchy for that, but you need to address that. This is what I'm saying. Then there is a psychological gap, which we already discussed. Goal congruence. Goal congruence means their goals should be same. So like what we can do, we need to create a structure, and we need to create a performance management system so that their goals meet in the end. If you have a structure like this, it becomes very easy for us to have goal congruency, because whatever is the goal of the CEO is distributed among all the people in the company. So her goals are distributed to people who are reporting to her, like this, like this. So actually it's the vision of one person which is cascaded into multiple people by use of a control system, which you can call organization structure or hierarchical structure. One person's vision is distributed among everyone at the bottom, from top to bottom. That's why you need a structure. It's one of the principles. Like I said, organization culture affects everything, including the strategy. Another principle is how the message goes. So in companies like Unilever, you know Unilever, one of the biggest FMCG companies in the world. Unilever has a product structure. What does it mean? The organization structure revolves around the product. For example, I went to Unilever, and what I realized was for two different products, they have a very different structure. Let's see these two products, tea, and second is deodorant. Tea and deodorant. Very different products, right? Now, tell me, someone who sells tea, can he sell deodorant? Now, I'm asking not from the salesperson's perspective, but a department which is selling tea. Can the same department sell deodorant? Marketing campaign of tea can come from the same mind or same thought process like for the deodorant. The answer to these questions is no, it cannot. And this is what you will find in Unilever. If you go to Unilever, and like I had a 3-4 days interaction with them during this project. So what they have beautifully they have done, you go to tea department, it feels like a government company. You know, people are like in government offices, they are sitting and reading newspaper, having tea. There are some locals. Most of them are locals. They're discussing. I think average age will be 35 plus in that department. Most of them are 35 plus. If you look at them, their age, and they are very calm. composed, no nonsense in the office. It was very like a government, like I said, like a government office. Just next to them is the deodorant department. You go to that department, the vibes are totally different. Like in the tea department, you'll see white color and Lipton tea packets. They're neatly kept everywhere and very systematic. You go to the deodorant department, totally different kind of culture. Most of them are young. Girls are wearing shorts, skirts. Most of the guys, they are wearing jeans, t-shirts. Like I said, most of them were young. And even the presentation they made, because first the tea department made presentation to us. It looked very kind of, official, good presentation, but looks very official kind of presentation, corporate. Now this deodorant department, they made a presentation starting with, so what comes to your mind when you say X is one of their products. So my team was with me, like people who were part of our company. People started talking that smell, this, that, and then they said, no, if you are a boy, girl comes to your mind. If you are a girl, boy comes to your mind. Right? So this is our entire concept. I mean, the deo that they are talking about, X. So this is what we are not selling, this deodorant. We are selling the opposite sex in our deodorants. You will see our ads and you will see our campaigns, and like I said, it is a totally different kind of environment in this product, which is deodorant. People wearing different kind of clothes, and they both are right in their own place. Okay, but in this company, can you combine these two departments together and manage them together? Answer is no, you cannot. You cannot. There will always be grievances, right? They will always complain about each other. They were not allowing us to do that. They were doing this in the office. How they can behave like this? So what Unilever did, they smartly divided these two products very differently. Now the tea department have their own HR, own sales, own operations, their own marketing, own IT. Deodorant, they have their different HR, different sales and marketing, different operations, different division head. Is it a smart move or not, guys? Yes, it is. It is an example of good organization structure. So this company requires product division, right? Note the departmental division is not enough. They need to divide the organization by the product. Right. Another approach or principle of dividing an organization is by using span of control. It means regional structure here. Regional structure means, let's say you want to go to different countries, US, Europe, Middle East, India, China, etc. So you divide your organization country-wise. That is the regional structure. You can also create an organization structure depending on the strategy. Now, this is just for an example. I'm not saying this is how every cost leadership organization will look like. No. It's an example that if you want to make your organization cost effective, then you can create a corporate team. All the positions unique in the corporate team rather than in the functional areas. Like for example, you have an HR department, but HR department is having a journalist position, HR manager. In the corporate team, you have talent acquisition head, talent acquisition manager, then you have training and development manager, then you have organization development manager, performance management officer. These key positions, these positions, specialized position, are in the central team. In the business team, you have one HR manager, but he's reporting to this team for various activities. Right? So that's one way of creating a cost effective. Imagine if you are having 4 businesses, then you need to hire 4 different recruiters for 4 different businesses, right? Then 4 OD managers, 4 training managers. Here, what you can do, you can keep all these positions as corporate in the corporate office.
The regions will report to them.
Yeah, the regions will report to them. Okay. Now, you can also say mechanistic and organic organization structures. It's not very important for you, slightly high level, but yeah, it's just for understanding. Mechanistic structure means which are preconceived, which are already well thought. Before starting an organization, you have a preconceived idea that this is how my organization will look like. That's a mechanistic structure. They are rigid. They have formal communication in them. There is a central authority and there is a hierarchy. Whereas organic structure example is company like Google, where they do not have a preconceived notion of a structure. They design the structure organically with the growth of the organization. That's also a good approach. What happens in organic structures is that there is less formality. Formality is less. It is decentralized and flat. But which one is difficult to manage in future? Organic. Organic structure is difficult to manage. It requires more effort, more investment to manage. Mechanistic structure is easier and cheaper to manage. But again, benefits of organic are it gives creativity, innovation, etc. But mechanistic is bound. Okay, so benefits of hierarchical structure: more control, alignment is easy, chain of command is clear, accountability is clear. I hope now you all understand it, right? There is another structure, we call it matrix. This is hierarchy, this is matrix. Problem with matrix structure is tough to manage, requires a lot of collaboration between these departments or people. Democratic, innovative, transparent. These are the benefits of matrix structure. Okay, so like Facebook is an example of matrix structure. Amazon is an example of typical hierarchical structure. Okay, now let's see now if you have understood what we have discussed so far. So these are organization design principles. Let's go one by one and try to see if you have understood it or not. Okay. So, first one, compatibility with organizations, business model, strategy, market, scale, location, etc. I think that is clear to everyone. That organization structure, organization design should be compatible with all this. Second, congruence across all activities in the company. That is also clear. What is congruency? Everyone knows now, right? Span of control. That is also clear. Span of control. Chain of command. That is also clear. Chain of command in a hierarchical structure, how chain of command can follow throughout. Another principle is division of activities. That is also clear. Specialization structure or division of activities or specialization is the same thing. Yes. Integration of various activities is another principle of organization design. Authority. Who has more authority? Who has less authority? That is also clear. Responsibility. Communication. Like you remember the product division is an example of different communication in two different divisions, different companies. Within the same company, there are like two companies within the same company. And also organization design should give us flexibility or contingency, which is upon some kind of emergency, we should be able to change it or we should make changes inside. So these are various organization design principles. Now I hope you all understand this slide by all that, concept evolution that happened in the last 1 hour or so. So it has become easy for you, right? Okay. Okay, so now we are going to, I'm giving you an activity. After this activity, we will take a break. So I think you will take minimum 10 minutes to finish the activity. And after that, you can take a 15-minute break. So this is, okay, let me share an activity with you. You have to create an organogram or organization chart. Okay. Yeah. So people who are not aware what is organization chart, it's very simple. You can simply go to your Excel sheet and you can do, you can go on the PowerPoint. So it is available on PowerPoint, it is available on your Excel, and the best place is Microsoft Visio. Now if you are not using Visio, have not used, then don't bother. Simply go to Smart Art in your Excel sheet or Smart Art in your PowerPoint presentation. Create a Smart Art, and what you need to do is you need to create an organization chart. When I say organogram means organization plus gram means writing the organization on paper. So this is the case. This is an example of an organization. You have to create an organogram for this organization. Okay. So people who are using their laptops, you can use the Smart Art. Go to your PPT, PowerPoint presentation, use Smart Art to create this organogram. And you have to mail me the PPT. I will share my mail ID with you. People who are unable to access their laptop, what they can do? They can simply WhatsApp. So I'm sharing the mail ID here on the chat box. and this is my WhatsApp number. Okay. So I think it will take minimum 10 minutes for you to do it. So I'm considering 10 minutes for the activity, and once it is done, then we can have a break. So right now you can also go for a break and have tea and finish it, or you can finish it and go for a break. You can choose. Okay. We'll be back in 25 minutes.
Sorry, so you want us to send this to you now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just share with me, and then, like I said, we will have a 25-minute, 10-minute for this and 15-minute for your break. Right after this, we will have the break.